Hi everybody, John from Focus Fitness here. I'm here with Preston, who I met in 2019.
Yeah, about that, yeah.
Yeah, and he came to me at that time because he wanted to essentially lose weight and improve his health.
Correct.
So, do you want to kind of tell everybody what was kind of going through your mind at that time and why you came to see me?
Yeah, well, 2019, I've been, most of my life, it's either been I've been too thin, too big, maybe a period there I was at the right size, but that was when I was going from small to big, and I wanted to lose weight, but I didn't know how, like going to the gym, okay, go on a diet, okay. I tried a lot of things to lose weight, certain things, we won't say the names due to like other reasons, but let's just say there were high protein tryouts that I tried and other fad diets, and yeah, I lost a lot of weight in the beginning, but because I didn't keep up with the routine that they set up for me, I gained a lot of weight back pretty fast. So I was getting really frustrated because I would lose a lot of weight and then I would gain a lot of weight back, and I was like, what am I doing wrong here? Like, I need some help. But for whatever reason, I just didn't take it serious because I thought, not me, like, okay, you know what, I'll be serious for a couple weeks, I'd get frustrated and I'd quit and just be like, whatever, I'm not seeing results. So that's when I came to you and said, John, help me please.
So at that time, we did a couple sessions together. I sat down with you and went over kind of how to tackle the nutrition side of things.
Yeah.
But for one reason or another, things kind of didn't happen.
Yeah.
What happened there?
For me, I was just feeling the pressure with a job I was working at where, they were really pushing me to do stuff, and I just felt stressed and like, I can't do this. I can't afford it because I don't know if I'm going to have a job tomorrow because they keep making idle threats, and I just was like, I can't do it. Like, I just got to focus on work, and that's my focus is work, family time when I'm free. And as a result, I didn't take my health as serious as I should.
So then fast forward to 2021, I guess, the summer of 2021.
Yeah.
What kind of changed?
What changed was in June-ish of 2021, I was going for my annual physical with my doctor, and I had blood work done, and I had my weight done and all that. And at the end of June, I got an email or a text message from my wife from a doctor that had sent the lab results, and it said, type 2 or diabetes diagnosis, we will discuss this when I see you. And I messaged my wife back and I said, I'm diabetic. And she's like, yeah. And my heart sank. I was like, how did I get to this point? Like, what the heck? I go to the gym when I can. I don't eat a lot of junk food. Like, okay, I might have a burger once or twice a week. I don't eat junk food every day. And when I saw the doctor, he's like, yeah, you've got a type 2 diabetes diagnosis. Your blood sugar levels are pretty high. Your cholesterol levels are high. And to top that off, you're 40 years old just now, and your heart is that of a 54-year-old man. Well, just turning 40 and finding out your heart's 54 years old, that's scary. Like, wow. Like, what do I have to do here to lower it? And he's like, I've got to put you on some medication. I've got to get you on a strict exercise program. You've got to get things serious here now because you have like a 20% chance of a heart attack or a stroke within the next year if you don't improve now. Well, I got a little 4-year-old. She turns 5 in May this year, and I'm not going to have her see her daddy in the hospital at 40 years old or in my 40s with heart attack or stroke. So time to get serious and time to start losing weight now. Like, it starts today. I was like, it starts today. Like, I thought, you know what, I'll just give it a couple days to process this. No. Once the gyms allowed us to open up again with COVID restrictions, I was in the gym first thing that morning and ready to go and push hard.
So what did you start focusing on initially? You started going to the gym, and then what did you focus on with the nutrition side of things?
For nutrition, it was kind of like, okay, here we go again. What do I need to do? So, I thought about it like, okay, maybe I'll just cut back on the junk food. I won't eat pizza once or twice a month. I won't eat Dairy Queen as much as I used to. I won't eat all the other junk foods as much as I used to. And I'll just cut portions back drastically. Well, the weight was slowly coming off by working out at the gym and cutting back on that stuff, but it wasn't enough. I still found that, the weight was slowly coming down, but sometimes it'd creep up, but then it would go back down again. Like, what do I need to do here? And that's when I was talking to you and you were telling me, like, more whole foods, like grains and high protein and other stuff like that. And I was like, okay, I'll give it a whirl, see what I can do here with trying that method. And that's when I started deciding, okay, I'm going to eat more whole foods. I'm going to eat more fresh fruits and vegetables and, more protein, less red meat. And then as I started doing that, and of course cutting back on the portions, the weight started going down more and more and more. And when I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, I was around 290, 295. Before that, my peak weight was 315. And as of Friday, this last Friday we just had, I'm now just close to 239. I'm about 240.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we discussed a few times basically looking at your plate, and half of it as a template for most meals, half of it should be vegetables, at least a quarter of it protein, ideally a lean protein, so meaning less fatty, and then the other quarter could be your carb source, like potato, sweet potato, rice, quinoa, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and my mother-in-law, she's up till the end of May, and with her helping out with cooking meals and all that, it saves my wife and I a lot of time from us having to spend time in the kitchen trying to figure out, what it is we can cook and all that, and try to have time for ourselves as well. So with her helping out as well, she's from Colombia, South America, so their portion sizes down there are like half of what North Americans are, especially in the United States. Like when I went to the States, I ordered a meal once, and the portion size was huge, and it was considered an average meal.
Yeah.
And, I was like, this big of a plate of food, and I'm like, I can't eat all that in one sitting. But, that's why the United States has such an obesity problem, because they serve high portion foods and people just don't care about their health. And for me, it was like, okay, like that big of a plate, cut that by 2/3 almost, and work out hard. So I go to the gym, for about 2.5 hours every day. I do about 45 minutes cardio in the gym to get my heart back to where I want it to be in shape. And then I focus the rest of the day at the gym is on resistance and strength training by my upper body most, because I want to start losing more of the belly and chest more. Legs, I work on them about twice a week as well, but going hard at the gym as much as I can, try to go 5 times a week, and I think I've been pretty consistent on that since I've been diagnosed with diabetes.
That's awesome. Just to be clear for everybody watching, you don't have to go to the gym for 2.5 hours.
No, you don't.
But Preston likes doing that, so that works well for him. Because for many individuals, it just wouldn't be possible to spend that amount of time. So my recommendation for most people is, if you can do at least 3 days a week of resistance training, that would be awesome. If you can do more, then fine. And then for the cardiovascular stuff, sure, like do whatever you can do, but you can just go for a walk in the neighborhood, go for a trail walk, go for a bike ride. Here where we live, up in the Edmonton area, it's a little tricky sometimes when it's minus 40 out and all the roads are like skating rinks, so you can't exactly go for a bike ride or a walk safely.
Yeah.
But you could always go for a walk in the mall, right?
Yeah. Well, I'll be 100% honest too. Like when I started going to the gym, like I thought, okay, I'm going to go hard, and I'm going to go hard now. And the first 3 weeks, the first month, the gym kicked my butt. Like I was exhausted, I was sore. I was like, just like, okay, it's worth it. It's worth it. Got to keep going. But that was a result of me not going as much as I should have, or not even doing any form of exercise as much as I should have. So the gym kicked me hard, but now I've gotten to the groove of things where the gym doesn't kick me as hard as much as I'm kicking the gym now, because I'm going as much as I can. I'm by no means, you know, got the muscle percentage and body fat percentage as you do, but my body fat percentage is now, I find, in an acceptable range that I'm happy with, but I want to lose more. And even though I'm 240, I'm still considered obese. That's a heck of a lot better than being 290, almost 300 pounds.
That's huge, and the health benefits you're getting from just losing like 5 to 10% of your body weight are massive.
Well, I took a picture of myself and sent it to a cousin of mine who lives in Idaho, and he even said to me, like, your skin complexion looks so much clearer since you've lost your weight. You look happier, you look more enthusiastic. I come home after work every day, for the most part, in a very good mood. Other than maybe I had a bad day with some of my appointments that I went to, but 9 out of 10 times I'm coming home in a pretty decent mood, very happy and very upbeat. I want to spend more time with my daughter now. Like, I want to play around with her. She asked me to play with her. Yeah, I'm going to play with her. Before, it was like, Daddy's playing on his phone. Daddy's playing on his phone. You know, I still find myself on the phone as much as not as much or as much as I shouldn't be, but I'm finding now with my daughter says, I want to play with you, Daddy. Okay, yeah, I want to play with you. Granted, it's still winter time, and even though it's warmed up a little, when it gets to be spring and all that, I want to be able now to chase her around the park and not be out of breath.
Yeah, so you have more energy physically, you feel better mentally. Correct. And everything, yeah, it's huge. So what would you say to somebody who was kind of where you were at, is struggling to lose the weight right now, and they're kind of, or maybe they're not even struggling to lose the weight, maybe they're just overweight and they don't even think it's a problem? What would you say to that person? And then what would you say to the person that is struggling? And yeah, what from your perspective?
To the person who thinks it's not a problem, I would say, you know, how long do you want to live for? Like, do you want to have a good, long, healthy life, or do you want to have a short, unhealthy life? Myself, I don't want to die anytime soon. So I want to live as long as possible, and in order to do that, I want to be as healthy as possible. So that is the reason behind that, is I want to enjoy my daughter while I can. You know, because she was born when I was around 36 years old, and most people when they're 36 stop having kids. Well, I started my family at that age. So I want to be able to grow healthy and strong with my daughter, and I would encourage people who don't feel that. Well, if you have kids that are older than my daughter, what about your grandkids when you start having them? What about, you know, as your kids even get older and older, like, do you want to be healthy for them as the age and all that? Because you don't want your kids looking after you at such a young age. You want to look after them as they grow, and have them look after you when they're old enough to understand how to help you out. And to the people that are going and determined and struggling, just keep going. Like, some people I see make fun of people at the gym and all that, snickering by people who are overweight, pushing. Well, there's a meme that I had sent you on Facebook, and it's like, making fun of a person going to the gym is like making fun of a homeless person at a job fair. That person's trying to better themselves. So those people that are going to the gym, like I saw at the beginning of this year, a lot of people that were quite obese going, and they were working hard, but they kind of felt insecure by going. Part of me wanted to just push them aside and just say, you're doing good. Like, you got this. And I wanted to pull out a picture of me when I was 315 pounds and say, like, this is what I looked like. You got this. Like, if I can do it, you can too. But I felt maybe that wasn't my place to do it. But I've encouraged people who are watching this today, look, you might be struggling today, you might be struggling tomorrow, you might have struggled yesterday, but you're making an effort today, and that effort is going to pay off tomorrow, and tomorrow's effort is going to pay off for the rest of your life. So if you're ready to quit, ask yourself, why do I want to quit? Is it worth it to quit? It's never worth it to quit. You know, there's still things you can do outside of the gym, like you said, and that's part of my stubbornness too, is I like to be in a gym atmosphere. And when COVID restrictions shut down the gyms and all that, it angered me, because gyms or health is so vital to people. Your mental health, it improves your physical health and all that. So when you're restricting people to working out and all that, you're making people feel sad and unmotivated. So again, that's why I would tell the person who's starting out now and just feeling like I'm not getting the results, you're not going to get results like that. You're going to get results over time. I was expecting to lose 50 pounds in my first 2-3 months. It's taken 6 months to get there. I want to be about 185 by my birthday in June. So I want to lose about 100 pounds from when I was diagnosed to the 1-year anniversary of the diagnosis. And I feel I can do that as long as I stay focused and as long as I stay determined. Even when I was sick with a bad cold that I thought was the Omicron virus, I still tried to go to the gym, but I stopped going to, make sure that I didn't have any of the symptoms infecting people, but I still found ways to make sure that my health was on top of things when I couldn't go, like still making sure I ate properly, did a little bit of like stretching at home and all that. I still made what effort I could to do things, even though I wasn't going to the gym. I found other ways to go as well.
So just to kind of summarize what Preston's saying in terms of getting good results: consistency.
Yeah.
There's no special diets. Quit looking for the magic pill, because there are none. Just focus on your whole foods, regular physical activity, and you've just got to put the time in. That's really what it comes down to. All the marketing and the social media out there, they want to try and sell you all kinds of magic tricks. There are none. Consistency is probably the most important thing, and whatever you choose to do, adherence is the foundation. If you can't adhere to something, or if you can't see yourself adhering to something for more than 2 weeks, 3 months, 6 months, then forget about it. You got to pick something that you can do for the rest of your life.
Well, exactly. And also, too, the thing is, like you said, consistency. You don't take any... Once you start getting those results that you're seeing, don't take the foot off the gas. Keep going, keep pushing. There's a show that I'm watching with my wife, and there's a gal who is very overweight, and she wants to have her fiance, who's coming from overseas, to see her, and he wants to help her lose weight. And she's like, I hope when I see my fiance that I can lose 10 pounds by the time he arrives, which is in about a month, she said. People were laughing at her online. I'm like, you go, girl. Like 10 pounds, that is a good goal to set. When I wanted to lose weight when I first moved to Edmonton, I was going to go to Mexico with a friend for a week. Well, I was about 250, and I was like, I want to lose 35 pounds. I want to have this ripped body by the time I go to Mexico. And the gym trainers were like, oh, when do you go? I was like, oh, I'm leaving in May. Well, this is March. And they laughed at me like, it's so funny. They're like, you're setting unrealistic goals, but we'll help you to get to where you want to be for future times. And like you said, don't buy those fad diets. For what I've spent on stupid supplements, fad diets, fad supplements and all that, I probably could have paid for my daughter's first year of college education. So that's like, what, $5,000 almost? And it wasn't worth it, because I found I was just going to the bathroom more than I was losing weight.
Okay, well, Preston, thanks again.
You're welcome.
And we'll chat again soon.